in college, I struggled a bit with depression, and I was starting to think that my prayers weren't answered. I was praying for a village of friends, like people that I could depend on. And slowly but surely, I was getting that. But I was so immersed in just depression, negative thoughts, that I didn't see it. So I kept praying for more. And then I kept thinking, oh, my prayers aren't getting answered. Like, what's the point of this? Until I look back now as a 26-year-old man versus 21, where I was praying for all of this. And I look back as an adult and I was like, well, God answered that prayer, and he delivered on it. But because I was so negative in my thinking and I was so pessimistic, I didn't realize that my prayers were answered. I met my fiance Jordan kind of around where I had like a resurgence of faith, like starting praying more regularly, reading the Bible more regularly. And then, funnily enough, I meet this wonderful person that was like, hey, so I'm not pushing you to go, but I have this church that I'm going to, and I've been going for my family for my whole life. And if you're looking at a church, you should come check this out. And so I went with her. And when I first came, everyone was super friendly, super kind. And I was like, huh. But more important than that, I found a lot of like mentors throughout my life here, including my in-laws, but also people I talked to regularly. My struggle with Christianity was, while I was still trying to figure it out, people were like, no, you got to do it this way. You got to do it this way. You have to do it this way. You must pray this way. You must do this to be a good Christian. You must do this. And at Grace, it was more like kind of like slowly guiding you. And one thing I noticed with like Kevin, I can ask him a question about faith and he'll, instead of just like a quick answer, it's okay, well, I've actually experienced this, but you can look at it this way. And I eventually got baptized at Grace Fishers in November of last year. And I just noticed there was like a difference to where I was like hearing what people were saying about like, oh, what this means to me, how this goes. But then I started like feeling it and I started seeing it. The faith journey continues day by day, praying more every day, reading the scripture more day to day, and just overall just striving to be a better person. I would tell any guy or anyone wrestling in faith that the first thing you should do is get out of your own way. That's the most important thing. And that's what I struggle with personally, because I was very independent and I was very like, I need to get this done. I need to do this by myself. I need to shoulder this burden. I don't need to rely on anyone. That's what kind of put me into depression, because the weight of everything was so heavy. And then I started praying for the wrong purposes, because that's what I thought I needed to do. And I needed God to do this. And instead of asking God for guidance, asking for clarity, I was demanding stuff of him. Like, I need you to help me with this. You need to help me here. You need to guide me on this path now. And that's not how it works. It's a lifelong thing. It's not prayer, 5 seconds, boom, you get it. It's lifelong.